Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillahi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in wa ba'd. So we're on Hadith number 68, the rights of your Muslim brother. Because all of these are talking about brotherhood, you see. From 66, Muslims are brothers, and assist your Muslim brother, oppressed brother, and now the rights of your Muslim brother. All right, عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال حق المسلم على المسلم خمس رد السلام وعيادة المريض واتباع الجنائز وإجابة الدعوة وتشميت العاطس متفق عليه. And there's different narrations as far as the حقوق, but we're going to deal with these right now. So Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, he said that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said حق المسلم على المسلم خمس. So the rights of one Muslim over another Muslim are 5. These are 5 rights, between us as brothers that we must fulfill. Number 1, radd salam. So if the person gives a salam, it's an obligation for you to what? To return it. Now, if you're in a sitting and the person comes in and says salamu alaikum to the whole sitting, and it's an obligation of one person in the sitting to return the salam, but it's not an obligation upon every single person. As long as one person returns it, then it's sufficient. But if the person gives salams to an individual, it's mustahab to begin the salams, but it's wajib to what? To reply, to return it. All right, and of course, there's only one scenario where that would not be applicable, is if a person from a da'i, a person who calls to misguidance and foolishness, like for example, somebody like Daniel comes up to you and says salamu alaikum, you don't return the salams. Yeah, you don't even give him that much. You don't even give him that much. You just keep walking. You don't even give him that much. Huh?
يعني اشرح اي دانيال يعني نخاف ان دانيال هذا اللي يعيش عندنا يعني يشاهد فيديو ويظنك تقصده.
Daniel doesn't live in Fresno, California. Doesn't live in California. Well, no, actually, I think his family does live in California, but not in Fresno. All right. So hakul muslimi ala muslimi khamsa radd salam. So the first thing is returning the salams. And this is from the things that, where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he mentioned that they create love between the brothers. Ala adullu ala shay'in idha amiltumuhu tahabbtum. What did he say? Afshu as-salam bainakum. If should I not guide you to something that if you did this, that it would cause you to love one another, to increase the love between you? And he said, Afshu as-salam bainakum, to spread the salams between you. So this is something that is from our deen. Just because you have a personal issue with a brother or some disagreement with a brother does not give you the right to say, oh, I'm not giving him salams. I'm not giving him salams. No, if that person is a caller to misguidance and leading the people astray, and you sat down and you tried to give him advice but he chooses to go off in the path that he's going on, then that's a whole different story. But just problems between brothers and little disagreements and misunderstandings and whatever, all these little dunya issues, and you don't want to give the salam, so the brother, you're atham. You're a sinful person for not doing that. The brother comes up to you and gives you salams, and you look away, and you act like he's not there, or you even try to avoid him so you don't even have to give him salams. Nah, that's foolishness, and that's not brotherhood. That's the person who's sitting there in complete obedience to shaitan. We're brothers, and the one thing that creates that love between us is the salam. Nothing ends a problem quicker than you just going up to a brother that you've had an issue with, and you give him salams, and he gives you back salams, and the issue's done. It's something that's beautiful about this religion. But of course, we have a bunch of idiots that just run around here and just every little petty detail because they were raised by their mothers. And this is what happens when you get a whole generation of idiots raised by their mothers with no father in the home is what? They get all emotional. I ain't giving them salams. He starts to act like a little girl. Every time that he has an issue with a brother, he starts menstruating. This is not the way we do things. We don't have if we have personal issues, we end the personal issues or whatever. They're not, the personal issues should never get involved and affect the brotherhood between us. And other brothers that see that, personal issues are coming between brothers, they should come together and try to sit the brothers down and call, to get all that stuff squashed. Because it's stupid. It's complete foolishness. but it's the thing that we suffer from the most here in America, in the West in general. Raddu salam wa iyadat al-marid, which what? Visiting the sick person, which is something also in the West we just don't do. Oh, where's the brother? Oh, he's sick. Oh, huh?
عند كورونا ما بدخل بيته.
Huh? No, you know the brother's sick. That's a farad al-ain, farad al-kifaya. To make sure that somebody has to go there and visit that brother and make sure. And how do you know if that farad has been met or not? So it's it's farad al-kifaya. Somebody has to go there and make sure that he has all the hajat that he needs. Now, if you know it's a brother that if he gets sick, he doesn't want people. Maybe he's sick and he can't take guests. You don't visit him, But if in other circumstances, especially if you see that the brother doesn't have a lot of family and they might have needs, so you go there and make sure that he's got everything that he needs. And hey, do you need anything? I can bring you this. I can bring you this. So that's subhanAllah, that's an obligation upon the Muslims. How many times we have brothers sitting in the masjid sick, nobody visit them. The brother ain't got no water, and brother got nothing in the room, and nobody goes. We're not fulfilling the rights of our brothers, and what's the benefit of seeking knowledge? All right, the next thing, wattiba'ul janaiz, and to follow the janaiz, to follow the funeral procession. When the brother dies, you follow his funeral. All right, wa ijabat ad-da'wah, and also the ittiba'ul janaiz is also what? Farad al-kifai, huh? Yeah, but in certain scenarios, it's farad al-kifai, meaning that what? The qama bihi, about what? Saqata an al-akhirin. So that means that, if enough people stand up and do it, then the wajib, it goes away for the rest of the people. But still, if it's somebody that you're close to, somebody in the community, it's no doubt that, this is something that we should be doing. We always like it whenever, because of the ajr. Just the ajr for going there and doing the janazah, that should be sufficient. If you go to the janazah and you follow the janazah and you leave before the person's buried, you just pray the janazah and you leave, what do you get? One qira'at. If you stay until the person's buried, what do you get? And what's the amount? The size of Uhud. And in another narration, he said, "Ani mithla jabalain azimain." So he didn't specify in a different narration. He said, "Mithla jabalain azimain." That's the amount of ajr that you get. So that's, no doubt, that's something that you don't want to miss out on. Even if you have something personal with the person, or even if you don't even know the person, just to get that ajr is sufficient. As long as he's a Muslim and he prayed, he died on Tawheed. Wa ijabat ad-da'wah. All right, and this is something that we've talked about in Bulugh al-Maram, is when a person invites you. Now, the invitation that's wajib is what? What are we taking Bulugh al-Maram? It's to the walima. But all the other invitations are what? Mustahab. Yeah. Huh? He said all the other invitations except for the walima are mustahab. All right. But, and that's only if the da'wah is what? Specifically, like he invited you, not like invited, like, oh, anybody in the masjid wants to come to my walima, he can come. In that case, it's not wajib. All right. But if he invites you specifically, then it's an obligation upon you to go. Wa tashmitul atas. What is that? Yeah, and this is farad ayn ala kulli man sami'ahu. So this is not farad al-kifaya. That means everybody that heard him say Alhamdulillah, everybody has to say what? Yarhamakullah. And even Ibn al-Qayyim, he mentioned that even if you didn't hear him say it, but you saw his mouth move. You saw him you heard him sneeze, and you saw his mouth. You saw the mouth move, then you should what? Say Yarhamakullah. Yeah, so that's farad upon everybody that hears it or anybody that even sees him mouthing the words to know that he said Alhamdulillah. If he did not say Alhamdulillah, what? You don't say anything. You don't say anything. All right, what if a kafir sneezes and says Alhamdulillah? Yahdikum Allah wa yuslihu ba'alakum. That's it. Because the Yahud, they try to get close to the Prophet ﷺ to sneeze, and they would say Alhamdulillah because they wanted the Prophet ﷺ to say Yarhamakullah. But he didn't say it. He would say Yahdikum Allah wa yuslihu ba'alakum. All right, so those are the rights. And these are things that we definitely, along with all of these things, man. I mean, this whole book is everything that we need to work on. Everything, like everything. I mean, the whole sunnah we have to work on, but like these things in the book are just like just one thing after the next. Are just like everything that's wrong in America. Along with everything that's wrong with the dawah in America. Along with time. وإلهنا سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك